Fire blight. This is the fruit tree disease that I battled nonstop in my Kentucky orchard. I can tell you I've tried many control practices and I still lost my Honeycrisp trees. But I was persistent and learned many lessons. Now, up in Zone 5A, so far, knock on wood, I've avoided it. Fire blight affects apples as well as pears, raspberries, and ash trees. Any plants in the rose family are susceptible. Fire blight is a bacteria that attacks blossoms, fruits, leaves, and branches of growing trees. It flourishes in spring and summer when temperatures are between 75 and 82 degrees Fahrenheit and the humidity is above 60%. Hi, I'm Amy, the founder of Fox Run Environmental Education. I teach about organic gardening, wildlife conservation, and other environmental topics. Welcome and thanks for joining me. This video is a continuation of the series on organic methods to prevent and control garden pests and diseases. The early stages of fire blight cause the flowers and flower clusters to appear water-soaked. Then they begin to shrivel, turning brown and then black. Warmer areas of Zone 6 will see fire blight affecting the flowers, whereas in cooler Zone 5 it may appear later in the summer and be more visible on branches and leaves. As the bacteria invade the shoots, you can see a downward forming hook that is characteristic of the disease. Leaves and infected shoots turn brown or black, looking like they are burned. The bacteria overwinters in cankers that it forms on your tree branches and trunks. They can appear black and gray, often having reddish flecks. In spring, the cankers seep out a sweet, sticky fluid that attracts flies and pollinators. The pollinators then carry the bacteria to fruits and flowers. So how do we prevent fire blight in our orchards? Pick resistant varieties, such as Liberty and Williams Pride. These varieties also do well when grown organically. Remember that varieties respond differently in different regions, so you may want to ask your local extension office if they recommend any any varieties. I could not get that word out. For pears, Kiefer, Moonglow, and Blake's Pride are resistant. Remember, resistant means they are less likely to get it, not that it's a guarantee they won't. If you are grafting or looking for particular rootstock when buying trees, the Geneva 11, Geneva 16, and M7 have shown to be most resistant. Have good airflow and space trees appropriately. Never use overhead watering. Having a clean orchard is important. Clean up and remove fallen fruits and branches. Be persistent. Cut out any twigs or branches that begin to look like this. You can prune out these branches and destroy them. When pruning, cut through healthy wood several inches below the discolored bark of a canker. While pruning, it's important to disinfect your tools in between trees. A 10% bleach solution is effective, and wash your hands. You don't want to spread the disease, you want to remove it. Fire destroys fire blight, but if you burn branches, keep the fire away from the orchard. The spores can travel in the smoke. Spraying with Serenade Garden Defense and neem oil are both good prevention. Check out my video on orchard maintenance. I also have a free download for an organic orchard spray schedule on the website. I think when you support a young tree in the first few years of life, then they can fight off diseases better as they become older. Here is my secret sauce to get your young fruit tree off to a good start. Mix in coconut coir, compost, bone meal, and fish meal with the soil, and then use that to put under and around the sapling when planting. A vegan alternative would be cottonseed meal. I'm moving away from peat moss because the extraction of it is damaging wetlands. I plan to do a video on that soon. Yes, fire blight is frustrating, but don't let it scare you off. Trees are well worth the trouble. You can check out my videos on organic controls for garden diseases and pests. Thanks for watching and have a fabulous day.